All right, South Albany Concert Band. This is Dave Becker. Looking forward to your performance here. Get some good music. A little more front end in the notes. So you have to, every note has to have a little more air at the beginning, especially trumpets. Don't shape the long note. It's just longer and it decays a little bit because you lose the forward motion. It's all marcato. Ti ta ti ta. Come on, don't wimp out on the repeat. Was that supposed to be softer? It's all marcato. And ta 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 tia. No, tia ta ta ta. Everything, right? Yeah, don't smooth it out. Dia da 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 dia ta 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 ta. It's like a dance, so it's heavy, short, short, heavy, short, short, heavy, light, light. Dia da 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 dia. That kind of feel, and I'm really making a big deal out of this because brass players, younger brass players like you guys are, I think, want to kind of shape notes and make them prettier and use more air after you get them started and all that. It just doesn't work on pieces hardly ever, especially like this. This is confusing because is this supposed to be smooth or is it accented? And can you control the sound of your own horns, you know? Second trombone, bring out, or tenor sax, whoever's got it, bring out that one note that's the fourth beat in the third bar 9. That's it. Good adjusting. Some of you are tonguing too hard. We're getting kind of a ta 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 sound in there. I would tongue this more legato. No, not so short there. Oh, whoop, it's like a hiccup. So all the notes are long notes in this. Dee, 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 da, 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 da. You have time to breathe. That's it. Got better. Okay, you're listening. It's got to be quicker, but it's getting better. Have you listened to some of this Renaissance music? Have you heard recordings of it? Got to get started together. So this one's a little more stately, okay? So don't accent quite so much. It's kind of like a stately song. Da 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 da. Like that. So smooth it out, trumpets. First trumpet. That's better. Second time's a lot better. Saxophones don't accent so much. Do do. It's not jazz. We got to have more uniformity in here, because the notes are easy in this, so you can really listen to each other. Who's playing the shortest? Who's playing the longest? Who's playing the hardest at the beginning? Who's swelling the notes? Everybody's got to play them the same. See, the tuba's playing real short. Boom, 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 boom. It's kind of bouncing along. I like the long ones better here, okay? That's nice, good. See, the saxophones are tonguing harder. Do, 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 do. So you got to match the clarinets. Plus, they played first, so you're imitating them. So even though it's easier to kind of on your saxophones, then you got to match the clarinets. Ti-ya, ta, ta, ta. Okay? Come on, be aggressive here. This is a battle, right? Second trumpets, the people that answer. Does it slow down there, really? And yeah. Don't get softer. Right. Yeah. Don't get softer, and maybe don't start the rallentando so soon. You know, what's a rallentando do? Well, it makes it sound bigger. It makes it sound, more. I don't know what's a good word. With more authority. When I slow down and I talk louder, hopefully that gets the message across, right? Then to say, I'll get the message across now. So that's kind of what you're trying to do. And if you do that and you get softer or less, authoritative or less firm with your attacks, then it just kind of, sounds like I'm not really sure what I'm talking about, So yeah, think about some things like that. Use some imagery. Okay. Can you connect those notes, flutes? Clarinets, can you make the clarinets really sound like clarinets down underneath? So not something kind of neutral, but really rich, that real big clarinet sound. Bass clarinet, can you play that smoothly without that big jolt when you moved from the A to the B flat? Come on, flutes, focus it in, find the pitch. Blow up a little, blow down a little bit, see where it gets better. D, not D, D. There's too much accent saxophones. And habits to avoid too, so you don't get in the habit of always doing it. When you come into 36 and there's that crescendo across the bar line, don't take a breath there. I mean, it's the whole idea is to get the note to go across the bar line, and most of you took a breath there. Here's another one. Yeah, so you have to learn to kind of plan your breath ahead so that you can get across there. So it's just one of those things. It's hard to do, but once you get used to it, then you'll do it all the time. So saxes, don't keep relying on your tongue to get the note started. Just smooth it out. Okay, good. Yeah, this is a good training piece to really match each other. And, you know, if you haven't done this, to learn to play smooth and to learn just to be, so you all are on the same page, basically. The melody in this piece is set as like a kind of a round or a canon, right? So it's da 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 da, and then somebody else plays da 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 da. So you go around the room and maybe even play in pairs or something. And every place where there's like parts, where the clarinets have dee da dee da dee da, any place in here really, is have like 2 clarinet players play it 4 bars, then have another 2 play it 4 bars, then have 2 altos play it, and then have 2 tenors play it 4, and then and agree and let the band make decisions about it, like who's playing the loudest, who's playing the softest, who's accenting the most, who's playing the shortest last note, and get some agreement. Because I mean, you're trying, but everybody's trying to make it good in their own way, and you gotta get some ensemble skills happening here, so that you're all hearing what the other people are doing. That's kind of the next step for you. Yeah, and no hesitations when the band stops. Come right in, you know. The beat doesn't stop. Good authority here. Yeah, ta-ta-ta-ta, a little firmer on those triplets. Take a big breath right there so you really can come in strong. Because you backed off. 59. Dee da da dee da 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 da. So dee da 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 dee da 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 da. And really sink in on it. Don't hesitate and wait for somebody else to come in. Just take a breath and come in. It's all in the breathing, really. Preparation's all in the breathing. So here, oops, what's wrong here? And again, the breath here has to be a slow one. So you think 1, 2, dee, da. It'll get you ready to play smoothly, and it'll get you ready to not come in so hard. Each one prettier, clarinets. I've just been watching here for a while. Kind of getting in love with your sound here. And especially on easy music like this where you don't have a lot of technical issues, and just make it really pretty. Get the air going. And flutes, dee da da, dee da da. Hang on to the notes. So you tune the more pyramid balance there. Yeah. so much of music at this level, kind of what you need to do is you've been playing for however many years, or 2 or 3 or 1 or whatever, but the idea now is like you can play the notes and you can play the rhythms. You've got some fundamentals. You got a basic pretty good sound, and so you're ready to go. And now it's stretching the things that are harder so that you control the instrument, like the ends of notes, and like getting enough air to make the instrument do what you want it to do. Play soft without a lot of tongue, anything like that. And so it's all about pushing the envelope of what you're comfortable with. So with my own groups, I was teaching high school especially, I really worked to extremes, so if I wanted it a little smoother, we'd play a lot smoother and slur. If I wanted the notes at the ends of the phrases to be a little longer, I'd put fermatas on them and just get everybody used to playing way longer at the end, and sort of subtle ways to trick people into breathing more appropriately. Okay, all right. And the other thing too, think about your endings here. If it's the ending, maybe you could use a little more crescendo or something to make it sound really, really even more final, so the audience wakes up and goes, oh, they're done. All right. So breathing. That's the main thing, and I think will help from now on for a lot of reasons, but that's the thing. That's probably the thing you can do the most. I appreciate your sensitivity to detail, trying to really do a good job, make it pretty, and this level of music's just right for you, I think, to be able to do that. But I want to see the group breathe more. They're wind instruments, all right? That's kind of the operative word there. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, South Albany Concert Band, welcome to the festival. This is Michael Birch-Paces from Pacific University. I like your repertoire today. In the second bar, that's not a slur, that is tongue, folks. This is a very good start, folks. I'd like to hear just a little more of a dynamic difference between number 3 and number 11. 3 is forte, 11 is mezzo forte, and I think you actually got to mezzo forte on the repeat. But in the second ending, the measure before number 20, you have a crescendo leading back up to forte again. I think you could make more of the crescendo leading into 20. Very nice retard at the end of that first movement. Percussion, make the move quickly, please. A little too much time in between movements here. Get yourself situated more quickly. This is not good. Percussionist in the middle, I don't know what you're doing. Make up your mind, but don't talk on stage. So the opening of this second movement, folks, is at a mezzo forte. And you're playing softer than mezzo forte, and as a result, your tone is suffering a little bit. It's very airy, it's very breathy. I would much rather hear you play a nice, firm, characteristic tone at a slightly stronger dynamic level than to hear a breathy tone at the level that's indicated. So if you don't have control over the softer dynamics, if you can't play with a characteristic tone yet at the softer dynamics, then spend some time in the softer dynamics with crescendo diminuendo, so that you can improve your tone quality when you play softly. I hear a saxophone playing with a much harder tongue than the brass. Now, sax, I'm glad that you're playing those cues, but you must articulate the same as the brass. If they're playing with a legato tongue, then you can't play marcato. The articulation style must be consistent with everybody. In measure 20, you've done it both times. You have a quarter note followed by a breath mark. Might I suggest that you try playing the quarter note long and taking a quicker breath. Da, 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 instead of da, 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 da. Make that note a little bit longer and take a quicker breath so that it doesn't sound so abrupt. First trumpet, you don't have any slurred notes between number 2 and number 10. Not a single one. Please don't slur where it says tongue. You're by no means the only one who's doing that, but yours is the most obvious. So for the entire band, attention to detail in terms of articulation is really important. And I don't know who it was that said the devil is in the details, but I do know who it was that said heaven is in the details. His name was Arturo Toscanini. He was one of the most famous conductors who ever lived. And he said that to point out that there's a whole lot more to the music than just the notes. The articulation is really, really critical, because the character of a piece is determined by the articulation, not by the volume. I mean, you can play a hymn at a strong volume, and yet legato tongue, and everybody will still recognize it as a hymn. So please don't slur where it says tongue. Ta ta tia ta 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 ta. I'm seeing in measure 30 a lot of people who are supposed to be going taka taka ta ta ta, but I don't hear it. I don't hear it at all. Now I hear it. Now I hear it. So I would say the first time through, articulate that cleanly, but not quite as strong as you did the second time. Yeah. This is a very good start, and of course, my comments are being I'm being very, very picky here, but you want me to be picky. I trust, because if I tell you, oh, that was a wonderful job, and really it wasn't a wonderful job, I'm not really being a very good educator, am I? I'm not a very good teacher. So I want my comments to be helpful, but you have to take them to heart. You have to be aware of the fact that your articulation is not correct. And then you have to take steps to correct that. Here's the Sheldon piece. Oh, listen to your pitch. That's under the pitch, flutes. Can we turn these into 4-bar phrases? 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, breathe. 2, 3, no breath. This is a good tempo. This is a good tempo. But your phrasing can be better. Music tends to be written in 4-bar phrases. If you chop that up into 2-bar phrases, the music sounds much more disjointed than you want it to be. Okay, big breath here. Pick up, pick up, pick up. First bar, second bar, third bar. Breathe. And here, no breath. Yeah, don't breathe after the second bar of 36. First bar, no breath. Second bar, no breath, no breath. Third bar, half note. Take a breath. Yeah, think in terms of 4-bar phrases, not 2-bar phrases. I would slow down those two measures before 45 just a little bit more to achieve just a little more drama. Yeah, big finish coming up here, and he helps you achieve that 2 bars before 55 by giving the woodwinds and the trombones accents on the notes. If you'll accent those and then put the forte piano on the whole note and then crescendo, you'll help to set up the big finish at 55. He even changes key on you, which is a dead giveaway that the big finish is coming up here. Yeah, sax. I still hear a sax that's tonguing much harder than necessary. Sax, you need to use a legato tongue here. Consistency of articulation is important. Okay. In this piece, I guess if there's one thing I would ask you to consider, it would be to play in 4-bar phrases rather than 2-bar phrases. When you take a 4-bar phrase divided in half, that's the equivalent of chopping the music up. And one of the best descriptions I ever heard of phrasing in terms of 4-bar phrases came from a book by the great cellist Pablo Casals, who was also a very fine conductor. He said you need to think of a 4-bar phrase as having a rainbow over it. You don't see a rainbow broken in the sky. Don't break the phrase. Da dit 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 dit. Yeah, all those eighth notes have to be short. Marcato means that all eighth notes are short. Accents are very good. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Snare, not quite so much power. We want to feel rather than hear you. Who's got the melody here, folks? The melody seems to be a little bit weak. The melody in that last section seemed to be just a little subdued, or perhaps covered up by other people. This is another spot where you need to ask yourself, what is your role in this piece? Do you have the melody? The melody should always predominate. If it doesn't, and you can't hear it, you're probably playing too loud. Okay, here's movement 2. So flute, this is another one of those sections where I would say that if you have trouble playing that at a piano, then by all means make it a mezzo piano and play it with good tone and in tune. Flutes tend to play it a little flat when they play softly. So you have to be mindful of two things. You have to play with good tone, no breathy, airy sound, and you have to play in tune at a soft volume. That note is not in tune. That measure before 22, that's not in tune. I know you can do better, folks. You need to listen at a deeper level. I've been saying this almost all day to almost every band. Listen at a deeper level so that you can pick up the intonation problems and you can find out what your role is in the piece, and you won't cover up the melody if you'll do that. Tenor sax, much less, please. Tenor sax, if I had a magic wand that could sprinkle pixie dust on you to make one change in your playing, it would be that you play with a legato tongue when called for. Oh, that high B, that upper B flat is not in tune, flutes. It's just not in tune. Please be aware of the fact that when you play softly, you tend to go flat. Flutes, please be aware of that. Nice articulation. This is very bell-tone-like. I like it. Boy, I'm not hearing the offbeat accents at number 19 at all. The ones that are being played by the flute and the clarinet at number 19. Not hearing it. Once again, the accents on 2, I'm not hearing it. Everybody that has those accents, we need to hear more. Yeah, I'm sorry, tuba, but you're not playing what's on the page here. At number 51 and before, you have da da 1 2 1 2 1 2. The woodwinds and the trumpets are playing on the beat, but you need to be playing off the beat. So I didn't hear that at all. Please be aware of that. So to kind of wrap things up, my wish for you is that you will build on the skills that you've demonstrated today in terms of your ability to listen. I mean, you're listening to yourself, but you need to listen outside your part because there's more going on than just what you're playing. And if you listen outside your part, you will identify the pitch problems and be able to solve them. and you'll identify the balance problems and be able to solve them. And by balance problems, I mean that the melody always comes through and everybody else is playing in a way that lets every note of the chord sound. In terms of articulation, your articulation is actually pretty good. But I'd like for you to be able to listen better without benefit of surgery. So please take these comments to heart. I hope the comments have been helpful. Once again, I'm Michael Birch-Paces from Pacific University, and it's been a pleasure to listen to you today.
This is the South Albany High School concert band under the direction of the Thomas Gantry. We're going to perform 3 selections for you, 2 of which are suites, so please hold the pause until the end of the 3 movements. The first is Renaissance Suite by James Saga, arranged by June Purnell. The second selection will be Let Me Come by Robert Sheldon.
This is Chuck Bolton. Nice to see your concert band, or whatever we call the second band. Every band seems to have a different title. But good. Nice to hear you guys. Glad you came and played today. It's not ta, it's a tongue. Ta ta ta. There's no slurs. Are there any slurs? There's one. Ta ta ta. Yeah, ta 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 ta. Yeah, and take a lot of air in. You know, you can do anything you want with the music. You know, the first time, like at 11, you could have played forte if you wanted to, or play piano, and then play forte the second time, so that you get some contrast and some things in it. Okay, pleasing sound, yes. Waiting. We just added a tuba, I think. Was that a euphonium? I just glanced out of my eye. I guess it's a euphonium. Okay. Flutes, when you play soft, first of all, when you tune, you should always tune the flutes about 5 to 10 cents sharp. So you get that brilliance, and then when you play soft, you come down to pitch instead of being a hair sharp. Again, you know, just like in a march, when you have repeats and some of this stuff, I don't know quite what I do with this. The first time through, I might play it forte. Second time through, play it soft, and just bring out the bass line or something, just to make it more interesting for the listener, but really just to make it more interesting for the players. Careful about your tongue. There's nothing ta. This is da. It's very legato tongue. Saxophones especially have to be careful because you're popping every note. And it changes the total character of the music. Yeah, those of you that have a little dotted quarter eighth, bring it out. Ta, don't clip off that note before the breath. ta, da, in a very quick breath. Okay. So he's a lot of movement back there. Da da da. I need to hear a lot of second and third trumpets and stuff. What's happening? And I don't know even who's in the band from here. I can't. This feels like the first trumpet players all by themselves up there on top alone. Saxophone, there's no accents there. Da da da. Da, 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 da. It must be the Barry player. Careful, Barry. Yeah. That's not a slur trumpet. Be sure you always tongue notes that are supposed to be tongued. So in the same way that we play the right notes that are written, and we play the right rhythms that are written, we've got to play the right articulations as written. Even more important than the dynamics in some ways. Because if one of you slurs and everybody else is tonguing, then you all sound like you slurred. And dynamics, yeah, we'd like to hear dynamics, but there's always going to be dynamics just because of the way music's written. Sometimes all of you are playing, sometimes a few are playing. And the more you do with dynamics, the more interesting it is. But always watch those articulations. It's not really that hard to do. Okay, now we must have Let Evening Come. Yes. Yeah, come in strong, second clarinets on that dissonance. Push through that note, flutes, crescendo, da dee da. Then you can back away on that note. Big breath. Breathe big. At tenor sax, you're slap tonguing a lot, and it really changes the texture. Yeah, tenor sax, you're a good player. You do a lot of good things, but got to work on your articulations. Slap tonguing works in jazz band to a point and pep band, but not in beautiful legato playing. Yeah, to make some of those crescendos really work well, just start a lot softer by going into 63. You were already loud, and then you try to crescendo, and there's really no place to go. In general, when you see a crescendo, it means to start softer. Okay, there's some nice sensitive playing in that. Playing in there. Your audience is diminished. I understand with athletics and buses and everything else, people kind of disappear. All right. Next we have the Mini Suite. I actually drove a Mini today. It's pretty sweet, actually. It's supercharged. Haven't got a ticket yet either. I've only had it for about 4 months, so we'll see. Here we go. The Birthday March by Morton Gould. This is interesting. I like Morton Gould's writing, but it's hard. There's no slurs. It's ta 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 ta. There's not a single slur in this piece. Now we can slur. Be sure you cut off flutes, clarinets, so you know. Ta dee da ta da 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 off. Da 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 dee da 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 da. No, I'm not sure why you guys keep doing that. You put in slurs that make no sense at all. I guess because you can. So why is it called a birthday march? Okay. Okay, I just read what it said about each one. He wrote them for his daughters. That was her birthday march. Okay. I thought maybe they were going to sneak in part of happy birthday or something in there. Okay, you're doing pretty good on this. Okay, hang on to that note up there. Okay, and the bell carol. Nice accents, good. Todd, some of you aren't extending as well here as you did at the beginning, though. Todd. We need more of those accents on the end. Ta. More on 2. All right, good. Overall, very good. Really was. I jumped on a few things, but you're playing good music and you're playing it quite well, and you're getting a chance to play some different styles of music in a variety. Just keep working, every day out of a technique book, so that you can raise the level of the group. Playing the sheet music is the frosting. If you spent, I don't know how long your periods are, some time warming up, tuning up. It's a little bit of singing for pitch, some scales, and then about 10-15 minutes of exercises, tapping your foot, counting, and then go to your sheet music. The band, each one of you, every class, will get better and improve. So good for you. Glad you're here playing. Thank you very much.